So I was making some content to show off, and it got me thinking. Why don't I make a video about how to configure grids? So that's what I'm gonna do. These are just some of the tips I use when I'm configuring grids. First, I'll go for the configure option, and then I will change the grid color to be something a little bit more noticeable. So in this case, I'm just gonna use a light blue. So now I can see my grid pretty clearly. And on this map, I know the actual dimensions for the grid, but I'm going to show you if I didn't know them. I would basically take the draw grid feature, and then I would just drag. And get my grid. Now you'll notice that it's a little bit offset, so you might have to draw it a couple times. In this case, I'm just going to give it another trace. It's a little bit smaller than the last time. There we go. That looked like it worked. So on this map in particular, I do know the grid size. So it's 140 by 140. So I could input that in the configure grid option if I really already knew the grid size. But in just the example, I didn't know it, so I used the draw grid tool. I can also shift the grid if I need to using the shift grid button. And you can see I can move the grid around pretty freely. This is helpful if you are trying to, basically you know the grid size, you've drawn the grid size, but it's just a little bit offset. You're going to have to use your best judgment to see that, but it shouldn't take you that long otherwise. So once I do that, I just simply set the grid back to an invisible color because I usually don't want to see my grids. And I'm all set and ready to go.